Hey, it's Dennis. Today, we're going to be changing out our standard door lock set on our front entry door with a digital keypad. Let's do this. All right, so we're going to be changing out this key lock set today. This is just a standard entryway lock set. This one is actually a Schlage. Just like our deadbolt here, we already changed the deadbolt out. This is an aged bronze finish. So we're gonna change this out to a digital Schlage brand keypad in the same aged bronze finish. So this is what it looks like right here. We picked this up at Lowe's. It's about $115. Schlage's a really good brand. That's quite a while. Not only does this have the keypad, it also has a key, so if the battery were to ever fail in this, you still have access to your entry door. You're not going to get locked out if the battery dies. The batteries in these do last a very, very long time, so shouldn't be an issue, but let's get to it. Let's remove the old lock. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take out your two screws from your door latch here. I already took these out. There's two on the back side. We're going to take these out. It's just a Phillips screw. Move the door a little bit so you guys can see. So it's just two screws. And they come out fairly easy normally. So there's the back half. Front half normally slides right out. And this is what you're left with. You have your latch assembly still in the hole here. All right, so this actually looks a little beat up here, so we may have to do a little surgery on this. It actually looks a little uneven. So we may have to cut a little piece of replacement wood to stick in here to help with our install. And then you can't forget, you need to remove your striker plate here and the door frame. So this guy has to come out too. All right, so we're unboxing our Schlage digital keypad. One thing is very important, you want to save your directions. It does have a default code on here, so if the code were to ever get changed on your keypad for whatever reason, or you happen to forget it, you have this code to be able to, it's like a master code to be able to reprogram the lock. This is your inside portion. You actually have a locking lever on here, so you can lock it from the inside if you want, if you don't have a deadbolt. In the package, you also get, here's your outside portion. And remember, it comes with the lever facing to the right side. Our door actually has the hinges on the left and opens inward. So we're going to need to move this to the other side, and I'll show you guys later on in the video how to do that. It's super simple. Also comes with a Duracell battery, so not one of the cheap ones. You have your door latch. It comes with one key, so if you need more than one, you're going to have one cut. Put that to the side here. And then it has your hardware kit with your striker plate, your mounting screws for the door latch, and for both halves of this here. And then if you don't want to use this particular plate on your door latch, you can actually twist this off. It shows you how to in the directions. You can use this insert for a little bit cleaner look. We're going to use the bronze though, because that's the way it's mortised out in this particular door. It has your striker plate, if I didn't mention that already. And then this is the pin that you use to switch the door handle direction. So, all right, so let's get to the install. All right, so we're going to start installing this here. So the first item you want to install is your door latch. You want this angled portion to be facing basically the outside here. So as the door closes, it hits that striker plate and then locks in. If you put it this way, it's just going to hit that striker plate. It's not going to do anything. This won't compress. So it needs to be in this way. So we're going to take a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to grab the hardware kit that it came with, and we're going to take out these two small wood screws. And we're going to screw this guy in. And if you find that the screw holes are stripped out a little bit, I do have another video on that, so be sure to check that out. It also works for door hinges too. It's a good way to fix stripped screw holes in wood. All right, so we're mounted in here. This doesn't look great. Obviously, they had over mortised this hole, whoever did this before. This front door is gonna get replaced probably this spring. Once it's a little bit warmer out, we're gonna be putting a new door in here. So we'll see how this works for now. If we do have an issue, we can kind of build this out with a little bit of shim wood in there. So the first piece that goes in is this here. Now you have, this comes with a little sticker here, and it shows you a depth here. In the instructions, it tells you to set this little screw here based on the thickness of your door. And what this little screw does is it captures a black plastic piece here, this guy. It captures that little screw in here, and it helps hold this front assembly on while you're working on the back, connecting the wires, putting the battery in, and then finally putting the back piece on. So you can preset this. What I like to do is I like to test it. So you want to make sure this wire goes underneath your latch assembly, and then you fit this whole thing in here like so. Well, that's really close to the deadbolt. Normally they're spaced a little bit further. That's just the way this door was set up when we bought the house. All right, so we're gonna go put this black plastic piece on. Your wire actually fits through this hole right here. We'll pull the battery. It's a 9-volt battery that powers this. Your connector goes through this hole right here. And you notice I didn't adjust that little screw there. And you can kind of see where this is. Oh, I got a little shadow here. Let's move your camera away here. So you notice this won't stay on right now. That's because we didn't back this out enough. So all you got to do is back this out. It's actually like a miniature Phillips head in there, if you want to use a screwdriver to do it. But once we have it to the right distance, you will notice that it will grab onto it. So we have to come out a little bit longer. I'm going to just leave that hanging on there. You don't want to back it out too far because the screw will actually come out. All right, now you see that's on there, and that's actually holding our front piece on. You know, it's loose, but it's actually holding it in place so that we can do the work on the back side. All right, now we have this piece mounted. So we want to get our connector in place here. So this connector comes through this hole, and it needs to come up and around the top here. Honestly, it's a real pain. So you want to have some patience, take your time. Try to fit it. There's a little guide. It's kind of hard to see here, probably with this lighting. But it needs to come in through the guide here. And these two connectors plug into each other. And they only fit one way. There's actually two little plastic rails in there that fit into this opening here. So once that's in, the tricky part is stuffing all of this in here and behind this little capture tab right here, this plastic tab. So you want to be careful you don't damage the wire, but at the same time, it has to be in here where it's not sticking out. Otherwise, when we put the back side of the lock assembly on, it won't fit. So You kind of got to play with it a little bit to get this in here. And this, in my opinion, this is the second one I've installed. This is the hardest part of the whole job, honestly. All right, so let's get this twisted that way. There we go. Bam. That's in there. Let's make sure our wires are tucked in really good. And just make sure you don't pull on these wires because they're very small and they will pop out. All right, so we got that. That's all tucked in. We're gonna stick our battery in now. And when you plug the battery in, you typically will hear a beep. And you'll hear the locking mechanism activate. So also with this, you wanna make sure you have no wires sticking out here, right? So I'm actually gonna screw this guy in just a little bit more here so it's not sticking out so far. We're good here. We're good to stick the backside on now. So we're gonna grab our hardware kit. Now in the hardware kit, it came with 4 of these wood screws. That's for the door latch and the strike plate. And then you have these 2 longer machine screws. They're like a 1032 thread or something like that. And we're gonna take this piece here. If you look at this portion here for this lock here, you can kind of see that the flat spot is up on the top. You want to match that with this here, otherwise this will not fit in. So looks like it's straight up and down. We'll get that guy on there. We'll put 1 screw in that opening, 1 screw in that opening, and we'll start tightening it up. Before we program this, we're gonna go over switching these door latches, right? This door closes this way. That's, it's not gonna work with the way, obviously you can already see it, the outside door handle is actually hitting the door casing. So we're gonna flip this around real quick. So all you need to do is grab this little pin tool that it came with, and you'll notice on one side of this, there's a little hole. All you have to do is press it in. It'll click, and this pops off. And all you do is flip it over to the other side, push it on, and you're good. We'll do the same thing to the other side. Stick the pin in here. You'll hear a little pop. It just basically, it presses in and deactivates the 2 little locking tabs here. And we'll just flip this over, press it on, and then we'll test our, so it is working now. If we actually flip the actuator on the back side, you will hear the lock actually engage inside. There's like a little solenoid in here, and now you'll notice that it's not working anymore. So we know that portion works. Now we're gonna put on our strike plate, and then we'll program this and it'll be all done. All right, so our strike plate is in. We are going to test this door out and make sure it works. Oh. Got our carpet stuck in here. Let me move the carpet out of the way. All right, we're good. All right, so we're gonna program this now. So we need to enter our programming code. That's the code found on the yellow sticker of your manual. So we're gonna enter that code. So it beeped 3 times, you have an orange light. Now if you go back to your directions, it tells you to press the Schlag button. The keypad will turn blue, as it did. You press the number 1. You hear 3 more beeps and 3 orange light blinks, and then you enter your new code. So we're just gonna set this for the video to 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you get 3 more blinks, 3 more beeps. It wants you to enter it 1 more time. And then the Schlag button turns green, and then the keypad goes out. You wanna make sure that your locking switch on the back is off so that your latch doesn't actuate with the door shut, and then we'll try our code. If it was successful, it blinks and beeps. And now you'll see that it gives you, I think it's like 3 seconds or so, and then it reactivates the lock inside and doesn't work anymore. So that's all there is to it. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure you hit that like button, smash that thing, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future content, and hit that bell button so you get notifications when we have new videos coming out. Thanks again for watching.